At 8:20 p.m. July 13th, a soon-to-be missing person left their work in Birmingham, Alabama. She went to pick up food for a family before heading home. On her way home, she allegedly spots something way out of the ordinary. And that was a toddler on the side of the interstate. So at 9:34 p.m., she called 911 and told them she was stopping to check on him. But then the police lose contact with her. They arrived at the scene only 5 minutes later to find her car running with the door wide open. Then they found a bunch of her belongings on the side of the road, including her phone, her purse, and her wig. Then to make things worse, they found her Apple Watch inside of her purse, so there was no way to track her. This left her family and friends frantic trying to find her, and it started a 2-day search. And amidst all of this, all of her neighbors gathered to support the family and raise awareness.
Rallying around each other, praying for a girl they say often babysits many of their own children.
Our daughter just graduated from nursing school and travels down 459 all the time, and we know that she would, in a heartbeat, stop if she saw a toddler walking along the road. I mean, it's just human nature.
For Carlee's neighbors, the vigil is not the end of their efforts to bring her home.
This is what's going on in our world. I mean, and it's happening, and we're crazy not to think that it's happening right out our front door. And it's situations like this that, bring awareness to everyone. But, as a society, we need to be out there educating our community. This thing happening to children needs to be at the forefront of everything.
And even complete strangers led the charge to find her at all costs.
When Angela Harris first heard news reports about Carlee's disappearance, she felt she had to take action. Her own daughter was abducted and murdered 4 years ago. Here she is talking to Carlee's parents during the height of the search in Hoover, Alabama.
I did not want her family to have to go through the pain of what we're going through, so many other families are going through.
And the only clue of her disappearance was a traffic camera from far away showing her get out of her car and walk into the forest.
So as we look at this circle, again, it's difficult to make up your own mind. But to me, it appears like there's an image that kind of goes into the darkness of the woods. Now, that can mean one of two things. One, she's just wandering off and leaving her car and heading into the woods and no one's going to find her there. Or she saw the toddler. Maybe the toddler is walking into the darkness in the woods and she's going to try to find this child, and that's when perhaps something happens to her. I'm not sure.
The whole thing is just insanely weird, but it's about to get weirder because she randomly showed up to her parents' house 2 days after she went missing on foot, which just led to so many more questions. And then her parents went on NBC and said this.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this is all incredibly confusing. So somehow she got away from her alleged abductor and showed up by foot to her parents' house. If you know anything of American cities, they're not exactly walkable, especially going from the side of an interstate to a house in the suburbs. Then you have the whole aspect of, was a kid involved? Was the kid used as some lure, or was she lying? Then things get weirder because the police had a press conference on the 21st where they were questioning her entire story. Apparently her search history was all over the place about kidnappings, including Amber Alerts and the movie Taken. So then the community went through a whole new set of emotions.
What was your reaction when you heard, probably for the first time, police say she had searched for Taken, she was looking up Amber Alert information?
Really, to be honest, I'm shocked. That's the best way I can describe how I feel right now. I'm just speechless.
You put your all into searching for her. Do you feel duped by her?
I feel heartbroken and sad for a lot of different reasons, but I wouldn't do anything different than what I did.
Are you angry?
I'm not angry. A lot of people are, and rightly so, but I'm so happy Carlee is alive. I do want to say that because I thought she wasn't.
So just in the span of a couple days, the entire community went from being worried to disgusted with her. Although at this point, many were still hoping it wasn't a hoax. Obviously, you guys have seen the title of this video. And that's the wild plot twist, because on the 24th of July, the police chief came out and said this.
Last Wednesday, July 19th, we held a press conference and provided you with the facts of the Carlee Russell disappearance. We told you the investigation was ongoing. We helped you determine where Carlee was within the 49 hours of her disappearance. That I have talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carlee Russell. Mr. Anthony has scheduled a meeting for Carlee to meet with investigators early this afternoon, but then I received an email stating that a statement was being provided by him on her behalf. Mr. Anthony asked that I read this statement entirely, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone during the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carlee, again, ask for your forgiveness and prayers. We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony to further discuss this case.
Why would you ever do that? Not only do you traumatize all your loved ones, but you're ruining your own life because she's likely going to get prison time for this. I also saw people saying there was $63,000 donated to Crime Stoppers during the search for her, and that's not refundable. So in all, she played with the emotions of her loved ones in her community. She essentially scammed Good Samaritans out of their money for donating to Crime Stoppers. And I've been looking for a motive in all this because it's just so irrational for her to do this. So I went through a bunch of different people's opinions, and the best guess on why she did this was from a Court TV guest.
You know, some of the things that bothered me from the beginning are the fact that she called her brother's girlfriend. She didn't call her own boyfriend. Like, if there was something that she was afraid of, you would think that her first call would be, besides 911, would be to her boyfriend. Also, there is some information online about the fact that she had a bad day, that she was caught stealing at work, and that she flunked out of her nursing course. Now, again, I don't know that that's true, but if those things are true, one explanation could be that she was afraid to go home. She was afraid that her parents would be angry at her. So if she makes up this story, about being abducted and so on, they will just be so happy that she's safe that they, wouldn't yell at her or punish her or whatever.
Well, that's definitely the most logical explanation, but we'll likely find out way more about this if it goes to court, because there's likely going to be charges filed against her because her lawyer went out and said he's expecting charges to be filed. So if all this is really true, which it seems like it is because she already admitted to it, congratulations, she made the moron of the week, barely beating out the guy who pranked the FBI and got arrested, which is also an absolutely insane story I would recommend you guys checking out here. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.